Well, hi everybody. I haven't done this in like forever. So thanks for stopping by. I'm finally doing a live. I've been so busy, but I have Old Val, the comedian, going to come up here with me and we're just going to chat. So let me bring her in the building. Hold on one second, guys. Let me put my glasses back on.
My other glasses. Bring me some glasses.
Oh, there you go. Get both of us with the glasses.
Girl,
hey, beautiful.
I'm like, where my glasses at? Where my glasses at? Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Looking gorgeous. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. Thank you. So listen, we're going to get into this, guys. First, we're going to talk about all the topics that we want to talk about. I see Sebastian, you hanging out backstage there. I'll bring you up in a few. Thanks everyone for joining me tonight. And listen, I have technical issues, but it's okay. We're going to work through this. We're going to get through this stream, okay? So we wanted to come tonight and kind of just talk about, mental health. It seems like a lot of our favorite celebrities are going through something emotionally, right? And it's not just the celebrities, it's everyday people also. Yeah. Yes. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. So most recently, we know, something with Will Smith and the Oscars with the slap. We know about the Wendy Williams situation, after splitting with her husband, or even maybe a little bit before that, Wendy Williams was kind of going through something. And I don't know if many of you know this actress. Her name is Thandie Newton. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her name correctly. She is a beautiful actress. She's been in many movies. I know her from No Good Deeds with Tyler Perry. She's been in the Magic Mike movies. They're on their third segment of that series, that movie, and she actually got fired because she's going through something emotional right now. Her and her husband of 24 years are breaking up. They're splitting, and they're saying that she was on the set acting. Oh yes, somebody reminded me. Also, she's the one from Norbit with Eddie Murphy. Yep. Yes, Mel. Thank you. Hi, Mel. Thanks for stopping by. That's right. And she also was in Beloved. So she's a beautiful woman, very well-known actress. And they have 3 children together, 2 daughters and 1 son. So they're getting a divorce, and they said she was just acting irrational on the set. She's been going through it. And it's so sad when, first of all, let's back up a little bit and say this. When you've been with someone for, I'm going to just say even 5 years, let alone 24, to try to imagine your life without them after all of that time, it can take a real emotional toll on you. Right. We've seen it break down Wendy Williams, and I'm going to talk to you about this, Val, because I know you had a conversation with her when you went to the city to see her show. We've seen Wendy Williams go through it. why is it that you think, and I'm not saying that men don't have this breakdown either, but why is it, do you think that a lot of us females, a lot of us women, when we break up with a man, and sometimes it's not even this long time period, when we break up with a man, it seems to break us all the way down? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, thank you for inviting me. First, I want to say that, but this is the thing. I'm 57, so I'm saying what I've seen in life. A lot of times, people don't realize men and women both go through mental some kind of capacity when any time of a term of endearment is involved. You know what I'm saying? Because some men don't want to, oh man, fuck that chick, I got me a no, but in the inside they're really like hurting. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want they boys to see that they really break it down over. I know you ain't crying over no chick. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot that goes on when it comes to separation of any type. Just like you might not be legally married, but when you're breaking up a relationship, it's breaking up sometimes a marriage, and marriage is difficult, and breaking up relationships is difficult. So it's a mental thing, and people don't like to admit it. You never know what somebody going through in the dark.
Yes.
You never know. You never know. That's why if you look on my page, I put up the thing when I seen the interview with Chris Rock, when he talked about the mental capacity that he had experienced in life growing up. That you have to, if you listen to that, you listen to a whole different type of dude. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that he dealt with bullying, and his, making jokes about stuff was his way of getting over the fear of the bullying. You know what I'm saying? So that at that point, he could have felt bullied the same way he said he felt growing up. And me as a comedian, I had to say, one thing people don't understand is that when you on the stage and you're a comedian, ain't nobody else there with you but you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then dealing with lymphedema, I have lymphedema myself. And when I went to Wendy Williams' show, and I had a show out there on a Broadway comedy, and I went to her show too, and me and her talked after the show because I was supposed to do her first ask Wendy question, but we ran out of time. So me and her talked about it after the show. She's like, "Where's the lady who?" Because I had been dealing with over 20 years when me and her talked about it. So and to top it off, I failed at her studio from the third step. Failed because when you have lymphedema, your equilibrium is off. People don't understand that your equilibrium is off. So, like, I thought I had some wedges on, trying to be cute instead of having flats on, and I tumbled. And I'm like, oh shoot, But the thing is, when people talk about, oh, somebody holding her, sometimes you're holding because you're scared of falling. The fear of falling is just because your equilibrium is off. You think you're taking a step, you don't. You know what I'm saying? It's that fear. And when I seen her legs, her legs was, I had to say, I'm sorry, but they were worse than mine because mine swelled up a lot. But unfortunately enough, I don't have all the sores. She had a lot of sores on hers because when you have lymphedema, a lot of times when you get cut or a scratch or something, it just don't heal the same. It's a mark. It marks up more.
Let me just get to this message right here. It says, "I was so evil after my divorce. It was like mourning a life I planned and figuring out how to raise my son alone." You know what, Blue Light? I hear you loud and clear. I was in a relationship. I wasn't married. We was together for 20 plus years. And somebody else said it feels like a death, because it does. It's like we went everywhere together. Our local Starbucks, they all knew us. Just ShopRite, my supermarket, my Target. So now you're going to these places without them, and the people don't know your business. They don't know your life. So they're like, "Oh, where's your husband? Where's this? Where's that?" And so you're trying to heal, and then everywhere you turn, you're reminded that this plus one you had, your best friend, is no longer there. Yes, it is a difficult thing to go through, especially if you have children. And now you got to figure out how to raise that child alone. Not only that, before you coordinate, okay, you could pick them up, I'll pick them up, you cook dinner, I cook dinner. Now everything is on you.
You don't want people to know, and you don't want people to know. That's the thing. You don't want people to know. You know what I'm saying? You don't want people to know the ins and outs of it. So that's how that front comes up. The front comes up because you don't want people to know the real. You don't want people to know, oh, Roy, I'm really hurting. Dang, I hated that we didn't work out. My heart is so broke. I really miss him. How you miss him when he wasn't even giving you his check? You know what I'm saying? You don't want
Right.
folks to know. You don't want folks to know the real. That's why the front come up. That's why it turns to be mental. You understand?
Yes.
That's why the mental capacity comes in. You know, there's a just like I know everybody tired of warping on Jada and Will. It was a mental thing to me when it came to Will. It wasn't oh Jada did Jada nothing. The thing is, a woman has capacity to enforce certain things, but at the same time, it was just a look. But I think it was more mental for Will because how he got teased so much from when he sat on that red table with Jada, and a lot of people feel like she demeaned him on that table as a man.
Right.
So him feeling, oh man, his manhood was in question. So I think it was more of his manhood being in question. That man, she just because he just said something about your wife, and dude, you sit up there like a pussy and took it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like his manhood. I feel like he felt his manhood was in question. That's the reason why.
Let me read this one real quick. It says, "Child, we're all going through something. It's just how we come through it. You can't shelter all of your hurt and burners." Yes, Miss Gigi, but you know what happens when it first happens to you, you're a little bit in shock yourself. Right. Like even people say, "Well, didn't you see it coming?" You might have seen it coming, but then again, maybe you didn't think that was going to it was actually going to come. Like you still have a little bit of shock. So you're a little shocked. Then you're trying to process it. Then you got your friends and family asking you questions. It becomes overwhelming, and it becomes a bit much. And you try to find a way to protect yourself and your heart too. This is good stuff. You women need this. Thanks, Diva. Oh, thank you for stopping by. Yeah. So it's like it's so much you're going through, and you have to figure out, how do I process it? How do I stay strong? Especially if you have children. You like, how do I stay strong for the kids? Because kids, they take your lead indirectly. Like if you falling apart, they're gonna fall apart too. But if you think like you making it and you being strong through it, maybe they'll be strong through it too. So it's so much you have to dissect. And she had, the thing is though, to the best of your ability, you have to try to not let it affect your job, okay? Because keyword. Because this Danny Newton, luckily she has money, right? But when you are an everyday person and you're going through this and you need your job so you can pay the bills and everything, you can't be falling apart at work. You can't be written up at work.
Diva, when my first marriage ended, I got married at 18. Okay, I got married at 18, and I was dating him when my senior year of high school. When I got out of school, and he's 4 years older than me. First of all, like I said, I wasn't sexually active. So this was my love of my love. You know what I'm saying? So you married so young, which I wouldn't suggest anybody do. Now I understand when people say you need to live a little first before you get married. I understand that now, but I was young then in love. I want to be married because I feel like I was too good to be a girlfriend. I'm like, if I can't be your wife, I can't be nothing. That was just my mentality. Because I felt I was marriage material. I'm not girlfriend material. I'm marriage material. So just to say that after the 5 years of being married and to end it, it was devastating for me. And it was devastating due to the fact of, don't forget, I was young, but I never paid bills. I never paid nothing. He paid everything. So now I got to understand, a mortgage, because I'm like, we got to have a house. We apartment. I got a mortgage is due. Woo, you know what I'm saying? We got due dates. Power bill is due on this day. Well, you gotta make sure you got this much money in to pay this stuff because this is due. I had to learn what due dates was. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn what we had to pay. I was like, whoa. And to top it off, I had to go to work every day and smile like nothing was wrong.
Yes. Let me just take this. Yeah, 1 second. Thank you, Blue Light, for the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for having this conversation. Hopefully some more will feel less alone. I do agree with you because you hit on something really good, Val. And give me a minute, Sebastian. I didn't forget about you. When I broke, I was very, I don't want to use the word spoiled, but I was very catered to in my relationship. So just like you, I didn't pay nothing. I would get up and, and I never really had to go to the gas station because I would get up and the gas would be in my car. I would get up and, I go to Starbucks, right? I go to Starbucks. He would reload my Starbucks card. He would give me Starbucks cards. Like so I was completely and utterly, when I tell you, lost. And I was older when this happened. So then you start putting all of this stuff on yourself. Like you like, okay, I was able to tell my best friend, because she's my friend for over 20 years, but she knew and she helped me through it. She was like, girl, you got to put your big girl panties on and get your life together. Because I mean, I knew how to pay it, but I never paid the mortgage. I never had to pay the light bill. I never had to pay this. I was just living my life. And it is a big shocker when you have to turn around and do that for yourself. So, and you can be smart in your career, but at home, you could be a whole nother person because you wasn't used to doing all of that at home.
Right,
but at work, you could be a superstar. You could be a superstar at work. But then you come home and you like, yeah, how do I do this? You know?
Yeah. And that's and you know, me, my personality, that's me. I might have been a professional comedian later on in life, but I've been a comedian all my life. So I'm the jokester at work, you know, making everybody laugh. But I'm fighting to make my own self smile and laugh. So every day when I come home, I admit I would break down and cry every day. I mean, the thing that got me out of it, I finally decided, I said, you know, what changed in your life? So I had to pick my Bible back up. So I had to pick my Bible back up, and I made it in my mind I was going to read a chapter a day. So every day when I came home, I would cry, read some, stop crying, read some more, but I had to finish that chapter. So I made sure I finished that chapter every day. And so by the time, you know, time went by, I was able to read the chapter without no tears. So that's what got me through it. I mean, I had to go back to where my roots came from, was to just pray about it. So that's the only way I got strong.
Yeah. You know, when they say this too shall pass, right? It really is true. Time will heal the wounds, but you just got to get through that weak moment. Right. And that's when you need everybody, true friends surrounding you, and people who don't mind, you know, hearing you cry over and over again. You know, you don't need that person that tells you, okay, you're not over it yet. Right. You need that person that's going to stand by you and with you until you do get over it. So you know what? Let me. Sebastian's been hanging back there.
Sebastian said he don't want to be the first one though.
So Sebastian, I tried to add you to it. Did you come through?
I did. It's just not going to show my profile. It says audio only.
Okay, I don't know why it's doing that. But okay, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just didn't want it to be first.
Okay. Well, listen, Sebastian, I'm so glad. You know, I like to fight you when we on Sherelle's World. But I'm so glad that you stopped by. And Sebastian, if I remember correctly, I know you're young, but have you ever been in a relationship where you broke up with someone and you just felt like you just had trouble getting out of that funk?
No, I haven't.
Oh, lucky you.
It's luck. It really is luck, because a lot of people have. I haven't.
That's good. Are you over? If you don't mind me asking, are you over 30 years old?
No, definitely.
Okay,
oh, you still got time. But listen,
you got time, baby. You got time today.
Listen, I really wish it never happened to you. Now, I have two sisters and a brother, right? So my one sister just celebrated 33 years of marriage. Now, she did get married like shortly after high school. So I think with some people, it's just, I don't know. I told my sister she lucky all the time. And I said, because you don't understand, because you haven't had to deal with the nonsense that's in the streets, right? I said, you know, hi, everybody. Hey, AT2, thank you for coming by. Hey, April, thank you for stopping by. So you're very fortunate when you meet someone at like either from high school or from college, and you know, y'all get married and y'all live that happily ever after. But you know, for all the rest of us that have to go through the ups and downs of dating, you get some battle wounds. You do get some battle wounds from it. But sometimes those battle wounds, for some people, it really takes them down. And that's why I have this connection and this heart for Wendy Williams, because, you know, she just met for her doesn't mean he has to be overall bad seed. She just meant a bad seed that didn't connect and work for her. And I think he just took her down. I
You
Yeah.
think
think
so?
that
You think so?
I do.
I don't think
do.
so. I don't think so. You know why? I think that he was good for her when they met. I really do. I really
Okay.
I'm not saying we all know the bad things he's done, but he's done a lot of good too. You understand what I'm saying? You have to realize she was during her time, she was really down on herself. She didn't have that positive thinking about herself when he first met her. So he helped build her confidence back up. You know what I'm saying? He helped build her confidence back up with herself. You got to realize she was snorting and all this other stuff, allegedly. She said it on herself. But I'm just saying, during her lifestyle, she wasn't that confident with herself. She felt like she was the overnight chick. She wasn't a stay around chick. You know what I'm saying? She was not that secure about her weight and her looks and everything else. So he came around and built up her confidence and all that other stuff. But the thing was, I'm not saying he wasn't manipulating, because he was manipulating to something else. You understand what I'm saying? He was a dude that was cheating. It wasn't just about having another kid. He just wanted to cheat. He got caught up in it, and he started using her. You know what I'm saying?
He used her big time. But Sebastian, what do you want to say about that? How do you feel about Kevin, and Wendy Williams? Do you think he was good for her?
I feel like Kevin was not built for Wendy Williams. I don't think he was. I think he used her. He used her very hard. And I think that I don't think Wendy's mentally ill, but I think that she's going through like shock. I think she's shocked. Like, it never really hit her like her husband left her. But now, since she's at home and everything, all these thoughts are coming into her mind and they're acting. That's what I think is happening to her. I also think that Kelvin used her for everything that he had. And Sharina, you're probably watching this video. You're the side chick. He's never going to come to you. He's never going to marry you, Sharina. He's never going to marry you.
He wants his check.
He needs his check.
But at the beginning, how could he use Wendy at the beginning when she had nothing and he had nothing? That's what I'm saying to y'all. I'm just saying that she was. I'm saying I realized
that she was talented.
I think he knew of her potential.
Right.
She wasn't totally nothing at all. I think he knew of her potential. Now I connect with you in this piece of it, Val, where you say that, he did help her in a lot of ways because he tried to get her off of, the substance abuse and all of that. But I think he just wasn't good overall.
But he got her to come back to radio. Remember that she got fired from radio. He got her to come back to radio, which got her back to the talking stuff. I'm saying, don't get me wrong. I think the dude, I'm not giving the dude kudos or nothing. I'm saying at the beginning, both of these were individuals that was on level. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody had more than the other one. Everybody has potential. He had potential to produce good business. She had potential to be the business. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying at the beginning, there was, to me, equal level. They both needed something from each other. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm saying that this is the thing. As a woman, a lot of times women will feel, I got the good stuff. What woman do you know gonna sit up there and say my coochie ain't no good? There ain't nobody gonna say that. So if they get up there, I got the good stuff. You get some of them, they got money too, got a good job, and then they feel, who gonna cheat on me? I got all this. I got the looks. I got the money. And you still get cheated on. If somebody wants to cheat, they're going to cheat. I don't care what you got to offer them. If you're a $1 million, $1 billion woman, if he wants to cheat, he's going to cheat.
No, that I agree with. Blue Light said, I think Wendy made a lot of concession and excuses in her mind regarding her ex-husband. She absolutely did. Sometimes I think what happens too in relationships is that you can get so caught up sometimes, you end up losing yourself.
Right.
And I think she definitely lost herself in this relationship and she couldn't get herself back. So she was willing. Mental. There you go. She was willing to accept anything as long as the world didn't know, so to speak, right? So she was okay until Like she said, do not have a baby. Do not have a baby, because then the world would know. So she was okay with her mess being hidden, but she didn't want her mess out there in the world. Hey, make it make sense. Come on through.
What's
Hey,
up?
what's going on? Thanks for stopping by.
I'm glad to see you back on the live. I saw
Yes,
like, wait,
yes.
hold up. Now hold up. Now we don't know that Kevin actually helped her get off the drugs, because wasn't he?
I didn't say that.
Oh, I was about to say, wasn't
No.
he providing
I said he came into her life when she was already on a down, like not down spiral. I said he helped her get back on radio because she had quit radio.
Oh,
Remember,
okay.
Escape,
I was about to
and
say,
then he helped her get back. No. I
he
ain't
was
say that.
he
No.
was the
No.
pusher.
I ain't say
Oh,
that.
you said he was a pusher? Oh my
I was trying not
God.
to go to there. I didn't say that part, and you said it. I didn't
All
say
right,
that.
all right. Wait,
I said I'm talking about the mental. I'm talking about the mental part of it. That's what I was talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
I do think he was probably an anchor for her. I do think he was probably an anchor to the real world. I mean, before him, she was over there bathing Method Man. So Kevin might.
Oh my God. Anyway, it took a minute for that to sink in. I was like, what?
But that's what I'm saying. Okay, you just make it make sense. Made it make sense. I'm just saying. What did I say? She's seen herself as what? I said an overnight girl, not a stay around married girl. I just said
was duffel bag boy.
I said that. I said she's seen herself. Her confidence wasn't a wife material. Her confidence was 24 hour. Not even 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? Overnight.
So she did always say, though, that she loved the idea of being married. But let me just read this real quick. It says, we may be independent, but there are some dependencies in a marriage. It definitely is in a relationship. No matter how independent we say we are, divorce definitely changes things. Oh, yes, it does, Lisa. Thank you for that. It definitely does.
That's where her mental breakdown came from, because she was so busy always in everybody else's relationship, talking about everybody else. Now, when it happened to her, it's the embarrassment of it that made it mentally challenging for her. To me, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I think she felt like people were gonna feel like this was her comeuppance, right? I don't think anybody wanted this for her, even if she is the messy woman who puts everybody else's business out there. I think that Wendy was still that plus-sized kid whose mom made her diet.
Oh, look, we both did that.
Who was now in spaces with these celebrity people who she never thought she would be in spaces with.
Yeah.
But she still felt that she needed
those people, like she said, those people.
But she wanted, despite what she said, she wanted to be in conversations with them. She wanted to be able to say, I'm going to put your business out there. So I may not be the celebrity, but I'm a celebrity now because people know I'm going to spill your tea. And I don't think that she ever built herself up. So when Kevin left, she fell hard.
Yeah.
But Diva, when you went to her show, tell me this, because what she was there when you went to her show, right? Okay, tell me this. Didn't you see? This is what I seen myself, because they took me backstage about 4 or 5 times, But this is what I seen, interacting with her, the people that work for her. Didn't you see them like tiptoeing around her all the time? It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they did, because the word behind the scenes were that her and Kelvin, Kelvin mostly was a tyrant. And, Wendy, because she was dealing with the divorce and so much, she just became a tyrant too, because she no longer knew how to control her feelings. But let me just read this real quick. It said, divorce for me only changed my marital status, not my mental game. I was too glad to be done with him and to move on with life. So yes, if you're in the right space when it happens, then you probably deal with it in a more positive way. But if you're not ready for that divorce and you're not in the right space, it can definitely take you down mentally, physically, and all of the above, especially if that breakup involves you now having to fight over splitting a house, splitting assets, dealing with child support in the children. Everybody doesn't handle that in an adult way. And some people use the children as pawns, to control the narrative. And then it becomes extremely messy. So it's so sad. And just like, let me, do you know that actress, make it make sense, Thandie Newton? It's so sad. She just lost her job. She lost her gig on Magic Mike 3. Huh?
I'm not sad for her.
Oh my God, why?
After she made those comments about, I think she was talking about taking black women's men.
Yes, she
Oh, I
did.
don't remember that.
This was recent.
Oh yes, she did. She said, "Don't blame her light skin. Don't blame her light skin on taking the men." It was. I'm paraphrasing what she said. Basically, what she said is, just because I'm light skinned and I'm cute, don't get mad at me because I got the good hair and y'all don't. And don't say that's what keep the men. The men want me because I'm me. I mean, that's what she basically said.
I gotta run.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
She's true. I have another
I know you got another show you're doing. Thanks for
I'm glad
stopping
you're
by.
back in live. Glad to see you too. You know, Val, I love you too. All right, you guys have a good show.
All right, thank you so much. Bye. I did not realize she said that.
She said that. I was just trying not to be I ain't gonna be shady on here, but I'm like, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, she talked real bad. She talked real bad about black women. Stop blaming her for taking so-called taking our black men because of her looks. That was she basically. I mean, she was like, she said some shady stuff.
Wow, I'm actually shocked because I loved her as an actress. I didn't even know she had said that. But I do feel bad for her that she's going through this moment as a woman. I mean, she's totally losing it and breaking down. I mean, they've been together for 24 years. And now they didn't give any details as to why they're separating. I just know that they said she's really going through it to the fact where they're ready to put her in a rehab because, she's going through it mentally.
But Diva,
she apologized to dark-skinned women for having to take their men in movie roles. Oh my God.
That's what she did. But see, Diva, you know what? Sometimes some women will act like they break it out and losing their mind, thinking that's gonna get the man back. Okay, sometimes that happens too. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes.
Yeah. But she losing work and jobs behind this. I don't think I would take it that far. Let me throw into this segment. Let's throw in the whole ASAP Rocky and Rihanna rumors that he
I don't know if you want to talk about that because Rihanna is suing anybody that talk about it.
Oh, well then let's let that go. Let's move on.
Yep. Her they didn't hire lawyers to sue anybody that's spreading the rumor and talking about it. So next, anyway, listen, listen, I want to say this too because one of the comments that you put up, she is right to the extent. This is what I'm gonna say. A lot of times, people are in marriages that have already divorced at home. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it's easy to walk away from that paperwork wise because y'all been divorced a long time in the home.
Yes. You are correct. There are a lot of people like that, right? Yes. There are a lot of people that definitely they have already separated mentally, physically, and then it just happens. So
They're 20 years on paper, but they're 5 years married. You know.
Yes. So let's add this to the conversation, right? So I think it could be that it's always been there and something triggered things in people that has come out. But it seems to me as if ever since the pandemic and the lockdown, people seem, just everyday people seem to not be able to get their mental back right. We're seeing an uptake, and maybe it's always been there, but now it's just more prominent in the news. But we're seeing an uptake in all of these things happening. Most recently, the situation with what is the guy in New York at the train station, and he had a YouTube channel that open fired in the subway station in New York City. We had, unfortunately, remember, was she Miss America? I forgot which title she won, and she took her own life. She jumped out of like a 22nd floor. But there are so many situations where it just seems like so many people are going through something mentally. And it's like, how do we get a control of this? And also, I want to add to this. There are some people that cannot live without their phone. Are you one of those like that? Can you have dinner with somebody, like go out with your friends and not be in your phone while you're at that dinner? Can you go to a party and not be in your phone? The party I went to last Friday, I was in my phone to take pictures, but I wasn't in my phone. There is some people that their phone they can't live without their phone. Are you one of those? And do you think that social media is kind of destroying the next generation because everybody is so hooked on it?
That could go either way, because I used to date somebody we dated for over a year, and he never would answer his phone when we were together.
Okay.
But he would always leave his phone on his side of a nightstand, and it's always face down. So I used to tease him. I said, "What is it, a nightlight?" He's like, "That's email. That ain't no damn email. That's somebody texting you." I mean, dude, really? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that. So it could go either way. They could be on their phone, and you like, who you talking to? They could not answer their phone. You're like, who is that? Who is that you can't answer the phone? You see what I'm saying? So it's a either way. I find it very annoying if somebody pick up their phone and they're on their phone and I'm talking to them. If I'm talking to you, don't tell me just a minute, then check your phone. Then okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be something important. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not that insecure when you can't touch your phone and who you talking to? That's not it. I'm saying it's a way of doing it. Wait a minute, just a minute. Look at your phone, whatever, handle it, whatever, and then come back. I'm sorry. What were you saying? You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Right. But can you go out to dinner and not be in your phone? Can you go to a party and not be distracted by your phone?
A party, no. A dinner, yes. You know me, I gotta keep it real with you. I'll be honest. A party, no. If I feel it, I'll put on vibrate. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't hear it ring anyway if I'm in a party. So if it vibrates, I'm gonna check it. That don't mean I'm gonna address every text message, every message come through. I'm not going. If somebody tag me in something or something, I'm not finna. I'm not gonna go do that. I'm not finna bust up an Instagram and everything else while I'm at a party. But a text message, I will look at it. If it's important, I'll address it then. If it's not, I'm gonna wait till later.
Right. So to me, it's rude to be on the phone when you're at a social event. Your guest deserves your undivided attention, at least for 2 hours. You're an adult. Yeah, I agree. I really tried to stay out my phone when I'm out. I can't stand it when we go out to dinner and the kids are always on the phone. Hello. Yes, I had to literally text my son. I was just messing with him, like we was out to dinner, and right at the table, I texted him and said, "Put down your phone, like engage."
That's funny.
Yeah, engage. Hey, hi everybody. Thanks for stopping by. So I'm just like, you know what? I think we have to like move away from our phones. I always tell my son, if you ever have the opportunity, physically go hang out with your friends, be with your friends, get out the phone. Even like, so every time we're at dinner, I'm like, no, you have to put the phone down, like turn it down. But I literally have to tell him like 5, 6 times, put the phone down. It's insane. Even when I take him to his doctor's office, his doctor's like, no, put the phone down. You have to, I'm talking to you. You have to engage with me. So I think all of us have a slight addiction to our phones. I will say this. If I leave my house and I forget my phone, it depends on how far away I am, but I will turn back to get it.
Me too. I went to work. Look, I didn't do that and went to work and didn't have my phone. I felt naked. Girl, I'm telling you.
Do.
If I had time, I'd have went back. I even debated on my 30-minute lunch break. Oh, can I make it home in time to go back again? And I know I didn't have time, but I felt naked the whole time. I just couldn't wait to get off to get back to my phone.
Yes. And see that, I think that's the thing too. I think we missing out on a lot because we want to take pictures to post, but you're missing the important moments because you're doing all this posting, like they're taking pictures of their food. So my girlfriend went to Monique, the comedian's show, like maybe I think it was 2 weeks ago, and she said she would not do her set until everybody put their phone away. She said if she saw someone take out the phone, she said, I'm not going to have you removed, I'm just going to leave off the stage. So I thought that was great because one, she didn't want anybody recording her content, because then the next people that come to the show is going to be desensitized because you're going to post that on social media and they're going to see it. Yes, it says, I can't stand it. I think it's rude. My sister and niece are always on their phone, multitasking on their phone at the same time. Yes, I think it's too much. We're missing out. No phones at dinner hour. Appointments or visits with friends is what I taught my son. That's really good. Now that darn video console games was a fight. Yo, that's still a fight. My son is on his video game right now, and he was like, "Can my friend come over?" And here's the thing. Yes, your friend could come over because at least you're on the video game with a human being next to you. I mean, you got to give it somewhere, right? And that's the thing with the social media now. I think that's what's happened with people mental too, right? Because you can FaceTime, and the way you have these cell phones and you're texting, sometimes I don't even remember. I'll be like, oh, I talked to them the other day, but really it was a text. Like your mind is like, well, did I talk to them or did I text them? So that's why whenever possible, I physically, if I can, I pick up the phone and I talk to someone. I don't like texting like 10 things in a row. Like after a while, I'm just like, listen, I gotta call you. But I have girlfriends, they text the whole conversation like back and forth. I'm like, you're driving me crazy. Pick up the phone and call me. So I think that, I love technology, but I think technology is also what's not giving us that human touch, right? And I think the human touch will help with the breakdown of some of these people having these mental breakdowns, because you need that physical touch. You need that human touch. Even if you're not physically touching a person, but you're in the room together, it's still different than you just communicating with them via text on the phone. You gotta interact with people like face to face in real time. You kind of understand what I'm saying?
But the phone turns to be mental for some people. You know why I say that? Because some people play so many games with the texting, and then people fall in love with the text person. You know what I'm saying? And then when they meet in person, they're like, oh, he not what I thought he was gonna be. Well, because you was in love with them words on that text, so you was in love with that phone texting. So you like phone sex. You ain't like him. You just like the message that he was sending. You know what I'm saying? So some people are good with words. You know what I'm saying?
That is true. There's on Netflix, it's called The Tinder Swindler. I believe you got to watch that show. And it's all true stories. Like these people, not all of them actually meant the guy, but they wasn't interacting with him on a high level, and they gave away thousands and thousands of dollars to this man. And I'm saying to myself, no judgment, but come on, ladies, like
that's like prison letters. That's like prison letters. They gonna say anything while they're in prison. Come on, come on. Whether it's a female or a male, they gonna say anything while they're in prison. They got time. You know what I'm saying? They got time to think of some stuff, to say some stuff. They got time. I got a joke that I say. I think it's on my YouTube. I say I got a joke. One of my jokes I tell. I say I got 3 texts maximum. I said if you can't ask me whatever you need to ask me in 3 texts, you don't need to ask me. I said if you ask me for some pussy, it better be within 3 texts. You know what I'm saying? I said I'll deal with more than 3 texts. After 3 texts, and then like, oh, are you still there? Oh, you can't answer. Then they're like, yeah, I read your text. It should have gave you a signal. When I don't answer you, and I stop answering your text, I'm tired of texting. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't pick up the phone, then that's it. But like I said, when it comes to mentally, I just wish that a lot of people will understand more. Men go through mental damage too, but they will cover it up more than a woman. Women don't cover it up as women cover it up more than a man does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's okay to say you're hurting. Ladies, it's okay to say you're hurting. Men, it's okay to say you're hurting. If you're hurting, you're hurting. But myself, I didn't live to myself too. When I said that, I covered up when I was hurt. Because we don't like to admit the embarrassment of being hurt.
It was a mixture for me. Like I was processing what I was going through myself. And then sometimes people mean well, but they want to ask you 1,000 questions and you like don't feel like answering them. Just like, you know what I mean? They're like, well, what happened? How did it happen? Do you know? And you like, it's too much. It's like, listen, I'm trying to process my life right now. And then I'm being bombarded with questions from you that I don't even know the answer to. And I'm still trying to figure out. So it was a mixture of different things. But let's segue into this. What do you think do you think there needs to be a time period when you break up with one person before you get with somebody else?
Oh, that's tough. because I don't want to sound wishy-washy, but I think it depends on it depends on the relationship. To me, really, it really depends on the relationship. Because, like I was saying, if you're in a relationship and mentally you guys have already broken up, but y'all still together, and then y'all legally break up, and then a month later you seeing somebody else, they're like, oh, it ain't even been a month of the ink drying and she already seeing somebody else. But you don't know if they was already broke up 6 months, a year ago in the household. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on, to me, the relationship. Now, if y'all both was in love and it came out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden it's just, I can't say nowhere. I'm just saying one person didn't, other party didn't know. Most likely, the one that didn't know is going to take longer to get over it than the person who wanted the divorce.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, and I connect with everything you're saying, but I also think this, that you should, one, if kids are involved.
Oh, that's something different. That's something different. I am against. I never let my daughter see, even when I was single. I never let my daughter see nobody coming out my bedroom when she was growing up. Nobody, never. To this day, still never. That's not the point. The point was, that's not what you should let your kids see. I never like, oh, I'm dating him, so oh yeah, he got to date. No, you're not with my daughter too. You dated me. You're not dating my kids too. So I think it's I can't stand when I see women, and I'm sorry if I offend somebody, but this is just my opinion. I can't stand when I see women, and I say women because I'm talking especially to women. I can't stand when I see women put their kids off, especially a little girl, off on their boyfriend. You know, like, oh, hold my daughter. Oh, put her in. I can't stand that. I can't stand that. Then y'all wonder when something happened. He wasn't like that. I didn't think he was like that. To me, stop putting your kids off on your man. You learning him. You get to know him. You dating him. Your child not dating him. I don't like that. I just don't like that. I think that you should at least let a year into your own relationship with you and him before you even start socializing your kids with him. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, it's interesting. I just bought the Garcelle Bouvet book, Love Me As I Am. Yes,
did you throw it in the trash? Did you throw it in the trash?
No, I didn't throw it in the trash. And I was at the nail salon today, so I was reading a little bit, and I got through a good portion of it so far. And it's interesting because she said her mom and her dad, like her dad just one day went out to get ice cream and just never came back, right? Yeah, and he didn't reappear into her life until she was like 14. And so, but in between that, her mother had a boyfriend. And she said one day, she said she didn't even know that her mother, like she knew of the guy, but she didn't realize the guy had a key to their house. So one day she came home because her mother worked the night shift, 3 to 11. She said she came home one day because she was a latchkey kid and he was there. And she said she heard the shower water running and he was in his robe. She said she kind of froze. She didn't know what to do because she didn't even know this man had a key. So she went in the kitchen. She was about to go in her room and do something. And the guy comes out the bathroom and he had no clothes on. And she said that was the first time she ever seen a man naked. And she really didn't know what to do. So she said she ran in her room and she knew enough to like block her
dresser.
Her room, to put the dresser near her room door. And she said, but see, her mother did the right thing. When she told her mother believed her, and she never saw the man again. She said she wasn't privy to the conversation her mother had with the guy, but she know that she never saw the guy again. So I think that, dating as a single female and you have children, you definitely have to date differently. You definitely have to tread lightly. And I feel that these men that you're dating should not see your kids. It definitely, it's very messy. Garcelle has a great mom. So far, but what's also interesting is that, she talked about, when she came to America, she talked about how she started her modeling career and everything. And she worked at, I want to say the Bunny House. I have to go back and like look at my notes that I wrote. Yeah, because I'm going to talk about that whole book. But I mean, I brought that up to say that, dating when you have children, you definitely have to date differently. I think when you break up,
exactly.
Yeah, I think when you break up with somebody, that you should take a moment, and I can't say how long that moment should be, but I personally think it should be at least 3 to 6 months before you get into a relationship with someone else, especially if that breakup was from a long-term relationship, and I'm going to say 5 years and above, because you have to, or else you know what's going to happen. You're going to end up in another relationship with the same type of person, but they just gonna have a different name. So if you don't take a moment to see, okay, what did I do in this relationship? How did I attract this person? How did I not see this or see that, or whatever the case may be? If you run right into another relationship, you didn't even give yourself an opportunity to look at your behaviors, dissect your behaviors, and
Right.
maybe change something about it. So you're definitely going to end up with a similar situation.
Yeah, but you know what though? It takes a strong relationship for that to be acceptable, because this is a fact. When you're dealing with the separation of your kids from your relationship, the thing is that individual that is without the kids, without, they have to be strong enough to understand my child comes first. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'm not finna spend the night with you and then come see my kid the next night. No, you like the morning, I gotta go check on my kid. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, it takes a strong relationship to understand that. Now, people that don't if you were an individual that don't want to sit there and respect your boundaries with your child, that person is not for you. Simple
Not
as
for
that.
you.
Yeah.
And yes, happy to be happy. Never show your daughter or your son a revolving door, like ever. Like
Yes.
ever.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I
Yes.
wholeheartedly agree with that. Never.
Yeah.
So yeah. My son has seen me with no one. And he's 16, he'll be 17 in July, and he won't. I'm good. Like, and I'm gonna send him off to college, then I'll do my thing. But as of this moment, no, I would never. I do agree with that, because you're indirectly showing your children a whole lot when you do stuff like that.
And your
Just like, you
lifestyle
know what?
changes. Your
Yeah.
lifestyle changes. Your lifestyle changes.
Yes,
When
it
my
does.
my daughter used to say, "Mom, how come you don't have no boyfriend?" I said, "Girl, I could have had some dick last night. You would know." You know what I'm saying? Because that's not to me. That's not something that you should be revealing to your kids. But when women get multiple kids, they ain't got no choice. So they sit up there and they bringing this man in, that man in. And to me, that's what starts a disruption of the people's mentally, what we're talking about, mental with the child. Because then it's like, you know what? I seen my mom go through this man and that man and this and that man. So I ain't worried about it. I get this man. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, once you have a child, man or a woman, when I say female or a male, you have to realize you are an example to that child. So you have to conduct yourself as you would want that child to live their life.
Yes, yes. And also I think Jennifer Lopez is doing a disservice to her twins. I think she's doing a disservice to her twins. I think it's too much. I think it's too much. I mean, every second, and listen, I love is love, and I love people to be in love, and you got to live your life, but it's too much. You just was 2 seconds from Alex Rodriguez. Your girl was introduced to his daughters, and they was all like siblings as one. And the second you're done with Alex Rodriguez, you're getting back with this guy. Now you're engaged. I just think it's too much. This mess on, oh, marry me. Nope. Not asking no man, neither am I, Gigi. Not asking no man to marry me. If you want to ask me in due time, or deuces, foolishness on TV, woman taking the man role. Oh my God. I wholeheartedly agree with you. The shenanigans with the TV now. I think I said it to in one of my videos. I said, you know what? I'm almost over the reality shows, right? Because it's so much.
Oh
It's
God.
it's the same, and now it's starting to mess with my mental, right?
Yeah. It's too much.
Yes,
It's repeating the same thing. Just
repeating the same
changing
thing.
characters. Just changing characters. Repeating the same thing. Just changing characters. Yep.
Yes, it's just changing, and it's like it's not feeding my soul anymore. At first, I was like, it's a distraction. It was funny to me. It was something different. But now I don't care what the show is. Somebody's gonna have an argument. Somebody's gonna to try to flip a table. Somebody's going to try to throw a drink in somebody's face. And now, like you said, this foolishness, will you marry me? And you bring the person and surprising them to say, will you marry me? It's like you said, Gigi, either you going to marry me or you not. You know what I'm saying? Deuces. But I will not be getting on my knee to ask no man to marry me. Not going to happen.
Wait. This what gets to me. This what gets to me. When these women sit up there and say, oh yeah, my fiance, and I'm like, okay, so that's your fiance. Okay, so where your ring? Oh, okay. So he asked you to marry him 5 years ago. He been living with you and you got 2 kids by him, and that's your fiance. Girl, if you don't sit up there and say roommate, baby daddy, if you don't get him the right title, you better tell me roommate, baby daddy. You better tell me the right thing. You stop lying on him. You stop lying on that man talking about he your fiance. He ain't your fiance. He not even your fiance. You okay? Because y'all
it's insanity. But you know what? There's a saying too that we treat people how to treat us, right? We teach people how to treat us. So, you have to be mindful of what you want and know what you want in life too. And so that way you can be treated accordingly. But definitely, I'm not asking no man to marry. And matter of fact, I didn't even turn to that show because I was like, I'm not watching this silliness. Now, I do have a limit. Now, I'm not going to say I don't watch trash TV because I do, but I got my limits and I will not look at that darn show.
But you don't make it your priority that, I gotta see that. I gotta see that. That's me. If I see it, I see it. I'm laughing more than anything. I'm laughing at it more than anything. But my thing is, I'm just saying, I come to the realization that I think it's so funny when I see women talk about that's my fiance, or you go buy you a ring and you wearing it talking about that's your fiance. I had your fiance. He didn't even buy you a ring. You had to buy your own ring. You had to buy. You buying some. You know what I'm saying? You buying it. Stop lying.
Oh God! Listen, it's too much when you want to sit there and buy your own ring. You got to think about it. You know what? If a man wants you, they know they want you, and trust me, they're not gonna let you get away, and they will ask you. You would never have to say to a man that really wants to marry you and that really wants you. You won't even probably have to ask him. You won't have to talk to him about it because he's going to talk to you about it. There's this sermon out there where I love. It's by T.D. Jakes. I don't remember the whole title, but part of it in there, he said, if somebody wants to walk out of your life, let them walk. But they were not tied to your destiny.
Right.
And I truly and wholeheartedly believe that.
He said that's a deep one. Everybody need to watch that. That is a deep sermon that he says. Girl, I didn't say that. But this is a thing too. This is another thing dealing with, like what TDJ said. It's a thing. Why do you accept when a man walks out your life and then you let him back? He walked out for a reason. And sometimes some people will let somebody back in to try to get the upper hand. It ain't even worth it. Once they walk, part your ways, leave it alone. If y'all want to be friends, be friends. The relationship didn't work, it didn't work. Okay, I'm saying that getting back and forth stuff. That's just I don't do the back and forth stuff. That back and forth stuff drives me crazy with folks. I did that the first time I was married, and I said I learned so much. Never again. Never again.
So let me tell you something. Like you said, when they walk for a reason. Don't look back. Don't turn back. Let them go.
I walk for a reason. So they like, well, why did you leave? You know why I left. I told you why I left. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes. Don't look in the rear view mirror. Because you know what, it's not even worth it. And your time will come. Your mate will come. Your mate is out there, but don't force it. That's one thing.
Like you just said, rear view mirror. If I keep looking what's behind me, I can never go forward.
Yep. There you go. Yes. I love it. So you know what? There are also some people that unfortunately they can't be alone. They cannot be alone. They always have to have somebody in it. Like back and forth is nothing but drama. Keep it pushing. We are done. Yes.
Yeah, but don't you think that Jennifer Lopez? Don't you think that she has? I don't think that she likes to be alone. I don't think that she is upfront with her. She got to be with somebody.
I think so too, and I think that's sad, right? So she accomplished so much in her life, but she, for whatever reason, she felt like if she manless, I don't know. I guess she just can't breathe. I don't think, and see, that's something to look into. That's mental too, right? When you really sitting there saying to yourself, that you cannot survive without a man. Now, everything about Jennifer Lopez, and of course, I don't know her personally, she's into health. This man smokes, he drinks, that I don't even see them, but that's me. I don't even really see them being a good match together. But again, I think because she just wants a man in her life and she just doesn't care. I also think that she felt embarrassed about Alex Rodriguez because he did ask her to marry her, but then he was in the streets doing what he do.
What I just said, well, some women think that's because they got the good stuff, because everybody think there's good stuff, and they got the money, they got a good job, got a good career. How could you cheat on me? You see what I'm saying? Same thing.
Yeah.
So she felt like she had to get another man. Like, oh, I ain't need you anyway. I can get another man. But she went back really fast to something she was familiar with. You know what I'm saying? Something that she was familiar with that she went back to. And I'm saying that, like, what do you think about like Britney Spears? You know, they supposedly might be pregnant again, they say, or whatever. Do you think that because I feel like she really had a real serious mental problem? Do you think she's really mentally ready to be a mother again?
I do not. Let me read this real quick. J-Lo has low self-esteem. Her identity is wrapped up in a man. Yes, it is. Very sad. Yep. Yes, I agree. J-Lo seems to need a man to validate her, which is unfortunate. She said Elizabeth Taylor is her idol. Who said that, J-Lo? Are you being funny now? Are you being funny because she has so many husbands? Wasn't Ben married to someone named Jennifer? Did he leave her to be with J-Lo? Well, you know, he's a whole nother problem in and of itself, Ben Affleck. But the problem I have with her going back to him, he said yes. Okay, the problem I have with her going back to him, when they was initially together, it was said that there was an issue because she is what Jennifer's Latino or whatever. It said he had an issue with that, like, or his family did. That's why he didn't marry her the first go round. That's why they broke up the first go round. So my thing is, you going back for what, Jennifer?
She got the same blood. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she didn't change her race. She the same race. You know what I'm saying?
So that's why I just literally could not understand that. But you said, what do I think about who? I got distracted for a minute. What did you say? Britney. Yes, she does have mental issues, right? Because you wanted out of this conservatorship, right? You got out of it. And every single second, you still being disrespectful to your own sister. You still talking about the situation. I think with her sister, Britney Spears, right? Listen, you had a breakdown. And the breakdown is the reason why you had to get into this anyway. I don't know what, I will say this. From everything I read, she didn't have as much money when the breakdown happened that she had at the end of the situation. Yes. So your father wasn't there just raping you and doing you dirty with the money, because let's just say, I'm going to make this up. Let's just say when it happened, you had $5 million. At the end of it, you had 60 something million. I mean, you know, what do you, like, come on here. And the boyfriend,
please, no,
Yeah.
It's my thing. If as a woman, if a man can't have respect for you and want other people to respect you, that's not the wrong person for you. To me, if her boyfriend is the one that's taping all these tapes when she doing her so-called dancing in panties and bras and all that stuff, to me that is so disrespectful to her as a person, period. How could you want anybody to look at your woman like that? You know what I'm saying? You look like you might a mental case doing that stuff when it look like you like borderline stripper. You know what I'm saying? You like borderline a strip show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Why would you want anybody to look at your woman like that? You got guys that date women that work in a strip club, and then all of a sudden when they get into a serious relationship, he want her to stop. He like, that ain't the way I want people to look at my woman. So how could you sit and tape that stuff and she look like she incoherent? You know what I'm saying? To a whole bunch of stuff. She like in another world up there doing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know
look at crazy. It says taking that conservative away was a wrong move. Yeah, but you know what? I guess the dad said, you know what, he gonna let it go. I hope that at the end of the day that she doesn't end up broke because of this man. He's feeling like her ex-husband Kevin. What was his name? Kevin, whatever his name. Kevin Federline, right? She's gonna end up paying this man child support to take care of that baby, if she is pregnant, that they have together. I don't think this is going to end well.
Yep.
Yeah,
Robert,
Britney, she definitely never grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she definitely never grew up. Her boyfriend is shady filming her like that. I agree. Yes, it seems like he's exploiting her, Val. Like you said, yes, yep. Her Instagram videos are not flattering to her. No, they are not.
They are not. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I'm sorry. What do they say that stuff that people be doing that pay per view? I mean, that's not pay per view. It's something that people
OnlyFans.
Yeah, it's like a free OnlyFans. They're like a free OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, girl, I can't even watch the whole thing. Once I see that, I'm like, oh no.
And now she's writing. She's supposed to be writing a book. I think the book is going to be very salacious.
Come on, Diva. If you can't say a one sentence, one whole sentence, you can't write no chapter.
But I know, but you know what though? She's going to have somebody work with her because I noticed I bought Garcelle's book.
Of course.
I bought Garcelle's book and it's written by her with somebody else. Like somebody even helped Garcelle write the book. Which, by the way, we're going to talk about it on another day because I had to pay $20-something for that book and it's like this big. I'm gonna hurt Garcelle, but I support it. But whatever, okay. We'll talk about that another day. But yeah, I'm not feeling the boyfriend. I hope she's not pregnant right now. She's messy. She's messy. I'm happy for Britney. Her father used her sons to manipulate her. I'm glad she's free. I just pray her fiance truly loves her. She needs someone who loves her for her. I do feel she needs somebody to love her for her. But you know, her father, you said her father used his sons to manipulate her. Did you mean her father or do you mean their father?
Well, you know what? I think her main mental breakdown was the part of taking her kids away from her. That can really destroy any woman. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%.
Right. And just the fight, and I had to fight over my child. You know, there's the legal part of it. You know, you're like, really? Are you serious? You know what I'm saying? That is draining to know when somebody think that they can have rights of your child. You know what I'm saying? So that is, I mean, even though that's the father, the point is it's still taking away the physical part of your child being there with you. So that broke her down. You know, and that could break anybody down. That could break a man down. That's just like Kanye West. The part of knowing his kids is taken away from him. Yeah, I think he's going through mental issue. I don't care what they want. He got a mental problem. That's mentally abusive too to anybody.
Yeah, she said, but Britney Spears, like J-Lo, have 400 million. She should have more. She probably should have more. But what I was saying is that when she had the breakdown, according to everything I read, she didn't have that much money. So the father actually helped her get more money. But Britney felt like, they were using her by making her do these concerts and stuff like that.
But I just can't really say that. But a lot of people want to say that her dad used her, but her dad was using her to help herself too, though. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't using her. He was trying to keep her focused on making sure that she has a lifestyle for herself. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel. You know, because it wasn't. I mean, I'm not saying just like when it came to Kevin, when it came to Wendy, he always said, "Why should I work for free?" That's the whole thing. When it's a relative that's helping with your career, they feel like they should get paid for what they're doing, because if it was another person besides your relative, you would be paying them for what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
But when it's a relative, people take it a different way, like the relative should do it for free.
Yeah, I think her kids being taken away from her did play a part in her breakdown. Yeah, her breakup with Justin Timberlake might have played a part as well. Yeah, she went through a lot and she didn't know how to handle it mentally. Yeah, I think they're still managing her money, just not person. That could be. I don't know. Right. If they are still managing money, I'm kind of glad about that, because I don't know how I feel about this boyfriend right now. Well, actually, he's not the boyfriend; he's the fiance, right? I don't know how I feel about the fiance, Britney.
But the word on the street was that her dad made her have what you call that thing when you can't have kids, not a diaphragm, something. You know, he had that in. You know, it's
the IUD. The IUD.
Yeah, he had something put in her where she can't have kids, and so when she was. Yeah,
but they took it out. They took
it out.
That's
what I'm saying. I'm saying that they took it out after she got her own conservatorship. I'm just saying that the thing was he was controlling that too, because he didn't feel that she was ready to produce some more children.
Yeah.
So
Hey Diva and Val, I feel sorry for Britney. She's been victimized by everyone, starting with her parents, sister Justin and Kevin. I agree.
Yeah, that's true. I agree too.
She definitely was. And you know what I think is so wrong, when people know someone is not mentally stable and they take advantage of them. I think that's the worst person in the world. I think that's what Kelvin Hunter did to Wendy Williams. He knew her weaknesses, and as a wife, as a husband, he could have did right by her, but he didn't. He was taking advantage of her. When you use my money to buy your mistress a mansion, not even that, buy a condo, a mansion, right down the 2 blocks down from me, you just dirty.
But I don't believe that she didn't know that he was doing
She
all
knew.
that.
No, she knew.
I know. She did all. Let me say this. It was more of what people might think if they go ahead and break up. Because let me tell you something. If you didn't had a kid and you found your man on the phone talking to another chick, and you already know something going on, girl, you know what time it was. Like you said, I had a strategy. It wasn't no strategy. It was public thing for her. It was too. It was she wasn't ready for the public breakup. That's what the whole problem with her. She wasn't ready for the public breakup. She was already sharing her man. She knew she was sharing her man. She talks greasy and sleazy about other couples that were sharing their man and all this other stuff. She didn't want the light to be shined on her for something you said you wouldn't put up with, but you've been putting up with it. That's the whole thing. And undercover said, allegedly it said that, he might have been sliding her a couple little, what I'm saying, just to keep her a little calm about stuff. So like make it make sense said, he could have been a pacifier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's sad. So I see what you're saying, Andrea. Yeah, he wouldn't let her see the kids. I do think they probably did play a lot of games with her. Because here's the thing. Now here's the problem I have with the whole Britney thing too. So okay, I had a breakdown. So there was no doctor that could help heal me within those. I don't know if she was in that conservatorship for 10 years or whatever. It was an extremely long time. There was no one that could help her get better. And I do believe also that they kept her highly medicated because they wanted to control her for the rest of her life.
And she had supervised visits with her own kids. She had supervised visits. Who wants some supervised visit and a limited time to see their kids? Come on now. People that
broke her down.
People that get their kids for the weekend don't even. A man that get his kids for the weekend don't even get that. You know what I'm saying? How could that not be mentally abusive to anyone?
Yeah. So that made her further. Yes. Oh, you said Amanda said 13 years. That's insane. Like in 13 years, there's no doctor, there's nobody that could have helped me get better. Like like that's just crazy. So I hope he made her draw up a prenup. Well, I hope she does get a prenup too. I smell a rat with that boyfriend. Yeah, I don't feel good about that boyfriend. I don't feel good about that boyfriend, that fiance. Something ain't right. Something is not good. But we have to wait it out and see. I just really hope that he's sincere. I truly hope that he's sincere, because I think it would be so detrimental to her mental health if it turns out that he was using her too. So I hope he's sincere.
You know what, Diva? Something that somebody told me that's has a lot of money, is rich. He said that one thing about him that changed, because I asked him, I said, what about you? Why you changed? He said, life changed me. I said, why? He said, because once you get so much money, it's hard to trust anybody because everybody is after you for something. So when people get to be, millionaires, or, whether you're just a celebrity star, you understand what I'm saying? Or whether you're a millionaire another way, the point is, once you get to a certain status in the community, whether it be financially or just who you are, it's hard when it comes to trusting. That's why y'all used to hear Wendy songs of, I don't need any more friends. I don't want no friend. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, it's hard for them to trust. Are you really my friend? Are you just want to hang out with me so you can be associated with me and think that, I'm Wendy's friend? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the reason why she did she did Nene that way because
Nah,
it's,
I think
I do because I do, but Nene, I don't think Nene really wanted to be a friend. I think Nene wanted to be with the who's who. I really do. Sorry, I just I like Nene, but I think she was a more who's who person.
You could be right. So, H. Fisher said years ago, Roseanne Barr wanted to tell on Wendy's husband right on her show. I can believe that. There's a lot of people in the industry that wanted to say something about Kelvin, Kevin, whichever name you want to call him, but he was such a tyrant that there were many people that were scared of him. Dr. Oz, there's so many people that were happy that she actually was getting a divorce from him, even though she couldn't handle it because nobody liked him in the industry. He was a tyrant. Thank you for the super sister. Karma came with rap. Tomby fan 84. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Karma came with rap on Wendy with Kevin and Baby. Karma came with rap on Wendy with Kevin and Baby. Yeah.
Did you see when Roseanne was on her show that time that they're talking about? Did you see that?
I didn't.
Oh, that was funny.
Everyone, please like the video. Thank you.
Hit a thumbs up. Hit a thumbs up. But this is a thing. Because Wendy started it. Wendy said, "How is everything on the home front with your husband?" And then she said, "How's everything with your husband?" She said, "Word on the street that everything ain't so good with your husband." She started it.
Oh, you know what? I do remember that.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
Roseanne fired back. Like you're gonna talk about. She said, Roseanne told us, "Say if you want to talk about husbands, let's talk about husbands."
Yeah, I do remember that. Okay, so H. Fisher, she sure did. I saw that episode when Roseanne Barr was talking, but Wendy Williams kept cutting her off out and laughing. Yes, that is very true. I do remember that now that you're saying like that. Hey, Velma, thanks for stopping by. So I do. It's like a catch-22. There are sometimes at some point that a lot of women come to realize that their man is cheating. And again, I think they don't pull the trigger because they're trying to wrap their mind around it with emotionally. There are some people, they're very strong. They're like, you know what? No, deuces, I'm out. You got to go. They're not dealing with it. That's why I also think, now I'm not saying that people can't change, but I also think if you forgive them and you keep forgiving them over and over again, there's no more respect there and they're never going to stop. So I'm not saying that a couple can't ever get over a cheating episode, but I think that if you forgive them and they do it again, you might as well cut the ties because to me, they're going to just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it.
Right. And you know what, too? Another thing when it comes to the mental part of any breakup, the mental part of any separation of any type, like I said, my first marriage, like I said, I thought was the world. I didn't we're going to break up, So my thing was me and him at the end, we both went to therapy. We were going to therapy. And so many times as a black people are against therapy. Like, you're going to sit on the couch unless, you lay on the couch, tell people your business. And it ain't like that. It's just to me, and then when he stopped going, guess what? I kept going because it was a way for me. And my mom was totally against it. I had to start going and don't let my mom know I was going because she bad mouthed it. But the thing is, people don't understand it's a neutral person. So the person that you're talking to, you don't have to worry about that going anywhere. Because, if you talk to a girlfriend and you're like, girl, you know what? He did this and he did that. Then next thing you know, then the other friend be like, girl, I heard what old boy did to you. You see what I'm saying? So you scared to tell your business because you don't want to go any further. But when you're going into therapy, that's between you and the therapist. And sometimes it's an open way for you to express how you really feel about stuff and open up about some stuff, whether you got to cry through it, scream through it, or whatever. But it's a way of getting through things. But I just wish that people wouldn't look so down upon therapy because therapy is really, experiencing it myself, I feel it's the great thing for it. To me, therapy is better than a girlfriend.
Therapy helps, right? Because I tell everybody your feelings need a home.
Right.
And so
that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Your feelings need a home. If you keep it inside you, it's going to wreck you. You got to let it out. And that's why naturally we want to talk to someone, right? Because your feelings, they got to get out of you. You got to release it. And even sometimes you hear your girlfriend like, I just need you to listen. I'm not telling you this so you can make a decision for me. I just need you to listen because I got to get it out of me. So I always tell everybody your feeling needs a home, right? And the safest home will be with a therapist that can't go spreading your business. Right. So sometimes you tell your friend and you tell them in secrecy, and then they want to tell a friend in secrecy, and then the next thing you know, your business is all in the street. So here it says some women stay because they have lost themselves. I totally agree with that. And some feel like they can change them. That is so true. That's therapy is awesome. And maybe we have to do a show just about therapy on one day, because it's an amazing thing. And I think some people are coming around in terms of therapy. And now you can even do virtue therapy. So you don't have to leave your home.
You know what? You know, a good thing for you, a good subject for you is when to leave and how to leave.
Yeah, well, woo.
Yeah, girl, that's some deep. Now that's some deep stuff right there. When to leave,
it is. And how
to leave.
I bet if Kelvin wanted to get back together with her, she definitely would take him back. She definitely would take him back.
How do y'all know she ain't taking back sometime here and there? You don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Right? My therapist told me I wasn't safe with my ex. I called the lawyer the next day. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Let me tell you something. This is fact too. I'm telling all my business. Let me tell you something. I've been married twice, and twice I paid to get out. I used the same lawyer. I used the same lawyer, and the lawyer tried to tell me, you know what, in this state, you know, you got some things as a, community, and they have to, they're responsible for 50-50.
Right.
No. I took over all the bills. Nope. I paid my way out both times. Right. So he laughed at me. He told me, he said, let me tell you something. He said, if you ever want to get married again, I got to do a background check on the person if you ever marry him again, okay? Because it's costing you too much money. I bust out laughing. He says, it's costing you too much money.
Oh, this is good,
most women don't do that.
Yeah, this is good. Therapy is that neutral party. Your girlfriend is biased. I totally agree. That is nice.
That is so true.
Yeah, I'm a mental health advocate, and I applaud anyone who goes to therapy. We as people say, give it to God, but it is much deeper than that. Yes, it is, Amanda.
Yes, Amanda.
Yes, it is.
Yes, Amanda. Say that. Amanda, you better say that again. Yes, people got to realize that. You can pray on it all you want to. I'm not saying God don't work for you. I'm just saying he working his own time. But sometimes you need some time for you right in front of your face. And you need
God made therapists, I tell people, right? That's why I tell people all the time. God made therapists. God made a doctor. God made a nurse. So you need, and God made us, he took the rib from the man to make a woman so the man wouldn't be lonely, right? Hello. So God never wants us to do this on our own. He has given us people to help us. Have you ever heard that story? It's like a little anecdote where they said this woman was drowning, right? And she said, when she got to heaven, she said, God, why didn't you help me? He said, well, I sent you a boat and you refused to get on the boat. I sent you the plane. You did refuse to get on the plane. I sent you a lifesaver. You refused to take the lifesaver. So as she was drowning, somebody came in the boat and said, get on my boat. I'm going to help you. She said, no, God's going to save me. So then there was somebody with a lifesaver said, grab on a lifesaver. I'm going to help you from drowning. She's like, no, God's going to save me. Then an airplane came and threw down the ladder for her and said, get on this ladder. She said, no, God's going to save me. So she drowned and went to heaven. And she's like, God, why didn't you save me? He said, I sent 3 people. You didn't take any of the help. So here's the thing. Sometimes God connects us indirectly with people that are there to help us. And we got to recognize the help when it comes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And that's what comes when it says God works in mysterious ways. So you got to understand the message that he's sending you.
Yes. So Diane, therapy is good. However, not everyone can afford it. And you are correct. But that is true because that's another thing I think needs to be revamped here in America, right? The healthcare system. Right. It is so expensive, and you are right. Everyone can't afford it. And I'm gonna tell you this too was very unfortunate because as a nurse, like what's very unfortunate is depending upon what insurance you have, you don't even get treated the same. And the first thing they want to know, it's slipping my mind right now. The insurance you get through social services. Sometimes they only accept that at certain facilities or clinics or whatever the case may be. They be like, "Do you have Medicaid?" They be like,
Medicare.
Yeah, Medicare, Medicaid. So when you call on the phone, the first thing these people ask you before you make an appointment is, "What insurance do you have?" And then they say, some of them be like, "Well, I don't take that insurance." It's sad.
But you know what? I got to agree with her because I have to admit, the only reason why I did go to therapy is because we had insurance for it. I have to admit that we did.
Yeah. I have insurance.
Now, once the insurance stopped, I stopped going because I was not going to pay for the go. She's absolutely correct. I had bills to pay. I wasn't going to sit up and waste, not say waste my money, but my priorities was my household over therapy. And she understood that. She agreed with me. She understood that. But she did offer, if you ever need me off the books here, still call me. That was nice of her.
That was nice of her, right? So, with some insurance, you just have to pay a co-pay. Now, I will say this. I don't know if it's every job. I don't know the rules on job, but I do know on a lot of jobs, they have, it's employment something. I can't remember the name of it, where you get free, at least like free 5 to 7 sessions, all for mental health, like through your job. So some people go look at that. So sorry, it's 3:20 in the morning here in the UK, and I love the conversation. Oh, thank you for being on. I can't believe it's so late. But we are going to wrap this up within the next few minutes. We want to thank everybody for joining us. Val, I love you, and I'm having such a great time with you.
You know what? One thing too, I want to say, because about mental health. This is what I really want to say. This is a lot of times mental stuff is dealing with, I think, in suicide. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to say that word. With people taking their life. This is the thing. A lot of times when people reach out to these lines to help them because they feel like their life is over, and then the thing I feel the world is so bad about, we ridicule them for reaching out for help. Now you want to sit up there and say, oh, they got a problem. Oh, you send everybody over there to pick them up, lock them up there. This is the thing. They're reaching out for help. I wish that when people reach out for help, they wasn't ridiculed so bad for reaching out for help. That's when that's one thing I disagree with. I mean, if somebody can go so far as to pick up the phone and like you say, if they want to use that person on the hotline for a therapist at the time because they just need somebody to talk to, let's not ridicule them for that. Let's not put them all, they need to be locked up. Oh, they need to be watched 24. I mean, come on. To me, sometimes they just want to talk. They just need to talk.
They just need to talk. I do. Yes, they're offering up to 6 visits per year. So yeah, they are, some jobs you do get like 6 visits free. I say use your visits. My job, I know they offer during the pandemic, they was encouraging people, please utilize the benefit, because some people, they lived alone. So imagine during the pandemic, if you lived alone and you couldn't really go outside out in the world, who was you interacting with? Who was you talking to? After a while, it's but so much TV and stuff that you can watch and see. You need to physically talk to a person. Mel, thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. Oh, God, thank you, Amanda.
Something too I want to talk about dealing with health is I have lymphedema. Like I told you about, me and Wendy talked about that. I have lymphedema.
Right.
And when all this stuff started with the COVID stuff started, and then when all the vaccine came out and everything, I'm telling you, I was totally against it. I'm not telling you I'm positive for it and all this other stuff. I was totally against it. But I'm telling you that I finally, and I'm going to post it up because I taped it. My thing is, this is so funny. I don't even know how I did this. I took it on the day before. It was on 3:30 or 3, whatever it was, the day before April Fool's Day. So I'm thinking, if I post this, people gonna say this fool up here making a joke about it. You know what I'm saying? So this April Fool's Day, But my thing was, I finally decided to do it because of the simple fact I work in the public in a grocery store, and now they have it where you don't have to wear a mask. And me being a supervisor, people always come to you with problems. So most time when they come to you, they're upset. They all of you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to taste or smell what you ate. I'm sorry, I don't. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, I was terrified because I've had blood clots in both of my legs before. And I know how dangerous blood clots are. And at first, the first one was giving people blood clots and they was dying. But at the same time, it was like a catch-22 thing for me. If I take a chance and I take the vaccine, I could get a blood clot or whatever else and die from it. If I don't take it, I can catch it from somebody that's carrying it around and giving it away. So I'm telling you, mentally, I was terrified. You already know, I talked to you about it. I was like, I'm terrified. I was like, either I'm in a catch-22. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then my daughter finally said, you know what, Mom, I'm going to get it done. And I was like, oh, are you serious? She did her little research. And then I said, well, it's not fair for me to be around her and she had it done and I don't even have it done. You know what I'm saying? So I would tell you, how did it work out for me? I was nauseous for a couple of days afterwards. It affects everybody differently. My back was hurt. I don't know why. First a shoulder blade and it moved over, but at the same time, it reacts differently on everybody. But did I feel a little bit more positive about something that could help me fight it off? I'm sorry I did, because I work with too many people that family members have died from that. You know what I'm saying? And like one girl I work with, and I'm not gonna say her name, but I hate to hear to say that her son and her husband had it. So day before a holiday, I'm not gonna say which holiday, her husband died of it because he didn't believe in the vaccine, right? So he died of it. Now her and her son are going to therapy, over this, but she still don't believe in the shot. And I said, even after seeing your husband die over, you still don't believe in it? She says no, she still don't believe in it. But I went to a going away, a celebration of life of a good friend of mine. You've seen that on there. And he died of that. And like I say, it's just too many people too close to home. I'm telling you, it terrifies me. So I'm not one of these ones like, oh, go get the shot, go, because everybody push your own belief in whatever. I'm saying, even when Sherelle will tell you, if Sherelle's like, Val, come over, because we're in the same state, come over. I would not take up, she's a good friend, I love her to death, but I wouldn't go over there because I wasn't vaccinated. And I chose who to go around that I'm not vaccinated. I do work, come home. If I didn't have to do anything else, I didn't. So everybody got to choose their own. To me, I think that people that aren't vaccinated, you should take it upon yourself to just stay away from people. I'm just saying, as much as you can.
Yeah, as much as you can. So we'll segue into this and say this, and this will be our next topic, because you made up a good point. You brought up a good point, and you said, when should you leave, and how should you plan that if you're going to leave?
When to leave and how to leave. When to leave and how to leave.
And that is a very difficult thing for a lot of people, because especially if your mate is the breadwinner.
Yes.
You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to pick up and go, because you would be homeless. That's a lot of people issue. It's like they're not leaving because of money, but it's not always just one of the partners. Sometimes it's both parties involved. They're doing well together, but both of them, if they separated, they wouldn't be able to make it. So you're right. There are some people who were separated for years, but still living together, because financially it made better sense for them. And then sometimes there's a party that wants to leave, but they have to maybe save up to leave, because if they just left right at this moment, they wouldn't survive.
Juanita Jordan.
Well, you know what though? But at least Juanita Jordan, at the end, she came through. She got what was
I know, but come on now. When it was 9 years in, when she filed for a divorce, she's like, oh wait, I gotta get that 10 years in. She pulled that back, and then but Michael was cheating on it in. Mike was cheating on it in. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Charles Barkley told me the whole thing, but and then it's so funny because Mike, like, Val, and I ain't gonna tell his business. But anyway, Mike was.
But you know what? I'm sure he was. But again, with her, that was her high school sweetheart, right?
Yeah.
That was her high school sweetheart. She was with him before all the money came through.
That's what I said.
It's not, even when you find out certain things about people, it's still not that easy to detach yourself. Because normally when you got a husband, he was your best friend first, okay? Right. So it's like your best friend, your everything. And then sometimes when you first find out about the cheating, it's a shocker to you. It's a blow to you. And you got to get, and a lot of times, a little sprinkling, but they're playing mind games with you. They're telling you, nah, stop. That's not what you think. It's not what you see. That didn't mean that. That didn't mean this. And until you get the hard evidence to show in their face.
Would you stop, Melody Hope? Go, Melody.
Don't do that. Lisa Royale, thank you so much for the super sticker. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. I truly appreciate it. Everybody who came to the show. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. But yeah, so it's just like, you go through so much. But say that to me again. When to leave and how to leave.
When to leave and how to leave.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that next time. Getting myself, and it hurts. It hurts like hell. I'm telling you, it's so. Breakups are so painful. I almost rather somebody come cut me, and I gotta heal from it. your heart literally feels like it's in a million pieces. I went through the fact where I really was playing my mind like, we were so close. How could you even do that to me? Like, you could have just told me you was done, but to do it this way, the way it happened to me, that's another story for another day. But I got a story I could tell. But I was just
one more thing, what you were just saying. We got women as women. We got to stop thinking that we have to sit up there and we got to make sure we have somebody else because somebody else left. If a man leave you, let him go. It don't mean that you are a failure. You don't have to make sure you just go settle with somebody else just so you can say you got a man, another man now. Take time for yourself. Take time for yourself. And I think that's well, I hate to keep talking about it, but I think that's part of what Wendy was doing because she didn't take the time out for herself because she was lonely because she figured out once her husband left, she had no friends. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She had nobody that she can really say was her friend.
He isolated her though from everybody.
Right. But at the same time, when she played that little dating game, I thought that was the worst mess in the world. I was like, out of all the people you pick, dang go well you don't want that white man. I mean, I'm just saying. I know you try to pick who you think the public wants you to pick. You know what I'm saying?
I think she picked somebody knowing that it wasn't going to work out.
That's what I said. Yeah. That was a hope. That was a hope.
Yes, that's what it was. She was just doing it. She was so heartbroken. And you saw it on the TV. Then she looked so desperate. I really don't like what the last few years of her show became. It just wasn't the Wendy that I knew. And this whole mess about her coming back, I doubted that ever happens, but it is what it is. But
I hated the clothes. I hated the clothes. The clothes got to be ridiculous.
Well, her stylist is a whole nother issue in and of itself. But then she falls out with everybody. She fell out with the person that was first doing her wigs. I mean, she falls out with people. It became tragic. And I hope all is well with her now. And I hope she really did get control of her bank account with Wells Fargo. The dating game was sad, and when she was hitting on people on the show, when she was hitting on people on the show, it was tragic. It was cringeworthy.
It was disgusting. It was disgusting.
It was disgusting and embarrassing. I felt embarrassed for her. I was like, come on. Yeah.
You know what? When me and her was talking about the lymphedema, and I was telling her because me doing stand up, and she was trying to do stand up at the time, and I told her, and I said my main focus is I wear pants on stage all the time because I said I never know if my ankle's gonna be swollen or whatever. I said I just can't stand for people to see it because I'm above them, and then they say, oh, your ankles were swollen, oh, your legs were swollen, your leg was bigger. So right. I said so that's one of my pet peeves about being on stage with my lymphedema. And then she said, you know what, that should be the joke, your first joke. And I go, why you say that? She said, you should tell them the party's up here, not down there. I said, that's one of your lines, girl. That's something she said because that's why people. People are so hard on her. Oh, look, she looked different. Y'all gotta realize she didn't have no makeup artist putting her face on. That's just the real Wendy. It's not that she's looking bad. That's just the real Wendy. Because y'all used to seeing Glam Squad work on her. Now y'all ain't seeing Glam Squad work on her. To me, she looks fine. She just looked like herself. The little couple pictures we seen. And that's the reason why I feel that she didn't want to show herself because people are so much judging on what she looked like. But this is the real. This is without the Glam Squad.
Yeah. All right, guys. So listen, thank you. Gary Owens was nice though. Yeah. Gary Owens, yeah. All of them were kind of nice because they was like, yo, this is embarrassing. She's hitting on me. Yeah. All right, guys.
Yeah, that's what they said on TV. They lied. That's what they said on TV. They lied.
Yes. So listen, everyone, I want to thank you for stopping by. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats. I really do appreciate it. Who was hitting on folks? Oh, Wendy Williams. I thought DJ Ruth was going to walk out on her. She kept coming for her. Well, her and DJ Ruth had a whole situation.
That's a whole nother story.
They had a whole situation.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
I met him too. Did you meet him? Oh yeah, you went when he was gone. I went there when he was there. I met him
No,
too.
I went there when he was there. I went there when he was there too.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
met him
thank you,
too.
guys. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate your stopping by. So listen, we're gonna try to do this often. Val and I, we're gonna come. We're just gonna have open chat with y'all, open discussion, open topics about everything, you know, that we go through in this life. But Wendy has judged others. Oh, she definitely judged others. Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Yes, everybody. Hit the like button. Thank you guys for stopping by. Val, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I truly appreciate it. We're going to do more together. We'll talk behind the scenes. You know how we do. Don't disconnect when I stop in the broadcast. So
hey, look,
thank you.
Diva, I want to tell you this. Remember, I told you, I said, oh, I'm off Saturday, so I can do it because my schedule changes. Wait,
yes.
I told my boss yesterday. I said, don't call me tomorrow. You're short or whatever. I'm not coming in. And she's like, oh, can you? I said, nope. I'm doing a podcast with one of my friends. I'm not doing it. Well, how come? Why did they call me this morning at 7:00 my time this morning? Valerie, I said, no.
Not today. Oh, thank you, everybody. But listen, guys, it's late for me. Thank you so much for hanging out. Oh, listen, I forgot. For all of those that celebrate, happy Easter. We're so glad that you spent your Saturday with us a little bit of time. And we're going to see y'all next time. Don't forget, hit the like button. Chat with us in the comments. And when I get an opportunity, I'll definitely chat back. And we'll see you on the next live. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Happy Easter.
Yes, thanks. Bye.
Bye.